My beloved child, do not let anything distract your heart in this moment. Do not allow the noise of the world, the silent worries, or the long-held doubts to come between me and you. Because today I have a word to speak to you. A word that, if you hold on to it, will change the course of your life forever. Do not give up. Do not let go. Do not surrender. You are not here by accident. Your presence, your existence, even the silent battles you are fighting, are all part of the plan I set in motion before the first star was ever hung in the sky. It is not because you are strong that I chose you. It is because I chose you that you will become strong. It is not because you are perfect that you are loved, but because my love for you is unchanging, and no failure, no tear can ever alter that truth. Maybe right now you are weary. Maybe the dreams within your heart have gathered the dust of time. Maybe your faith has been worn thin by the long and weary waiting. But do not mistake delay for denial. Do not let what your eyes see blur the promises I have planted deep within your heart. For I, the one who spoke those promises, am faithful. I do not begin something in you only to leave it unfinished. What I have started, I will bring to completion, in glory. Today, as you open your heart to receive the whispers I am about to speak, listen not with ears of flesh, but with the ears of your soul. Because what I am about to tell you is not just for temporary comfort, but to rebuild the broken places within you, to breathe new life into the barren spaces, to awaken the dreams you once hastily buried. Do not fear facing your pain. Do not hesitate to admit your weakness. I am not looking for a false show of strength. I am looking for a sincere heart, one willing to be vulnerable in my hands so that I might work miracles through it. My beloved child, I am here. I have been waiting for you. And if you are willing to take my hand, the journey ahead will not merely be about surviving. It will be about living abundantly, eternally, and gloriously. Step forward without hesitation, without fear. For I have already prepared the way for you, the way of those who never give up. My beloved child, I have seen you long before you could even recognize yourself. I know every tear you've cried, every hidden wound in your heart, every quiet doubt you try to mask behind a forced smile. When I call you not to give up, it's not merely advice, it's a command from the very heart of my unwavering love, meant uniquely for you. You are not a random existence in this chaotic world. Your presence here is part of a sacred design I crafted before the very foundations of the earth were laid. Every time you stumble, every time disappointment weighs down your soul, I know. I have never abandoned you in the wilderness. When you cried out, "Lord, where are you?" I was already there, beside you, holding your hand through every painful moment. There is no loneliness I cannot reach. There is no sob I do not hear. The deep wounds within your soul are not only known to me, they are felt by me, as if I bore them myself. What I long for is that you would not let painful memories imprison you in an invisible cage. I have washed away every one of your sins with the price of my blood on the cross. You owe nothing at the throne of justice. Therefore, do not let anyone, not even yourself, keep you bound by sins I have already forgiven. I want your eyes fixed forward, where dreams are reborn, where hope blooms again under the righteous light of my presence. Do you realize? A new chapter is unfolding for your life. I haven't just spoken promises, I have prepared everything for you. Opportunities, breakthroughs, unexpected joys, the restoration of your family, the laughter of children, the warmth of reunion, the return of trust and love, all of it is already written into my plan. All I ask is that you dare to move forward without turning back, without drowning in the past. I know too the ones who have wounded you deeply. Harsh words, silent betrayals, indifferent glances, they have left their mark. But listen to me. Forgiveness is not a gift you give them. It is the key that unlocks freedom for your own soul. You forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. I have forgiven you without condition. So you must also forgive, so that you may receive the freedom I have given you. And if those around you fail to recognize your true worth, do not waste your sorrow on them. I have not called you to remain in places where your light is suffocated. Be brave. Step out from toxic relationships, from environments that drain your spirit. Freedom is not a luxury, it is a divine right that my spirit has poured into your life. You may be thinking, I'm too weak, too sinful, too broken to be worthy of these promises. But I assure you, your weakness does not diminish my love for you. In fact, it is in your weakness that my power is made perfect. You will overcome, not by your own strength, but by the strength of my grace. Remember Joseph, the boy sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned for years. Yet in the end, I lifted him to become the ruler of all Egypt. Not because he was stronger than others, but because he never stopped trusting in my faithfulness, even in the darkest nights. And so it will be with you. If you hold on to your trust in me, your dark nights will make way for a radiant dawn. At times you may feel lost, like wandering in a desert with no path forward. But I have placed within you an inner compass, my Holy Spirit. Let my Spirit guide you. Do not listen to the loud voices of fear. Do not be seduced by the illusions of this world. Listen instead to the gentle whisper of my voice in your heart. Every time you fall, I do not stand afar judging you. I kneel beside you, tenderly lifting you up, wiping away your tears and whispering, "Keep going, my beloved. I believe in you." Even the angels in heaven rejoice each time a small, weary soul like yours rises and takes one more step forward. I see every effort you make, even when no one else does. I count every sigh, every drop of sweat, every tiny decision of sacrifice you make out of love and faith. In the eyes of the world, they may seem insignificant, but in my eyes, they are precious jewels. When I tell you not to fear, I am not promising there will be no storms. I am promising I will be with you through every single one. Sometimes I will calm the storm. Other times, I will strengthen you so greatly that you will walk right through it, unshaken. You don't have to understand everything that's happening. I only ask you to believe that I am working for your highest good. I am the one who stills the seas with a word. I am the one who opens blind eyes, causes the lame to leap, and raises the dead to life. How much more will I act in your life, beloved? My love for you does not depend on your performance. It is not measured by how many hours you pray, how many chapters you read, or how many good deeds you accomplish. My love is unchanging, complete, and unstoppable. When you fail, I do not turn away. When you grow weary, I do not abandon you. Even when you turn your back on me, I stand ready, arms wide open. Let your heart rest in this unshakable truth. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are destined for greatness. Even if you feel small and invisible in a noisy, indifferent world, to me, you are a priceless treasure, a source of immeasurable joy. And because I love you, I also train you. The trials you face are not sent to destroy you, but to refine you like gold in the fire. Every hardship, every tear, every setback is shaping you into the glorious image I envisioned from the beginning. Do not waste your energy arguing with those who fail to see your worth. Instead, focus your strength on nurturing the good, on developing the gifts I have placed within you, on loving relentlessly, and on standing firm in the storms. My beloved child, I never promised to remove every pain from your life, but I did promise that pain would not have the final say. I never said you would never cry, but I did promise that every tear you shed would be gathered in my heavenly jar. When you pray, remember, I am not just listening to your spoken words. I hear the silent cries of your heart. I see the prayers you are too weary to voice, the longings you barely dare to admit. And never forget, my grace is sufficient for you. You will reach your destiny not by your own strength, but by the unending flow of my grace. The road may be long. The night may be dark, but you are never walking alone. Persevere, be brave, keep loving, keep believing, because the ending of this story, according to my word, is a glorious victory reserved for you. My beloved child, rise up, lift your head high. I am walking beside you, and I will never leave your side. My beloved child, I know there are times on this journey when you feel as though you are walking through a barren field, with the winds against you from every side, no tree for shelter, no clear path ahead. But even in your darkest hours, I am holding your hand tightly. Even when you cannot feel me, I am there. Because true faith is not a feeling. True faith is the decision to trust in my faithfulness, even when all your senses scream otherwise. I remember the first time Peter stepped out onto the water to come to me. When his eyes stayed fixed on me, his steps were steady over the roaring waves. But when he began to look at the wind, the storm, and the uncertainty surrounding him, fear rose in his heart, and he started to sink. Yet even then, I did not rebuke him. I reached out my hand, lifted him up, and embraced his weakness with unconditional love. In the same way, whenever your heart trembles with fear, I do not abandon you. I reach out to save you. I understand the exhaustion of fighting day after day, not against visible enemies, but against the doubts that lurk inside your own heart. I see the efforts no one else sees, the moments when you held your tongue instead of lashing out, the times you waited patiently even when you wanted to give up, the whispered prayers you breathed in the dead of night. Never think these are meaningless. I gather every small seed of faith and weave them into a magnificent harvest for you. You do not have to be perfect to be loved by me. It is when you recognize your shortcomings and turn back to me that my heart overflows with unspeakable joy. Like the father of the prodigal son, I am always watching from a distance, and the moment you even begin to turn back, I run to embrace you. Not with condemnation, not with demands, but with overwhelming love and grace. There may be moments when you say, "But Lord, I have failed too many times. I have broken my promises to you again and again. I know it all. And still I have chosen you." My choice was never based on your achievements. It was grounded in the eternal covenant of grace. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not your sins, not your failures, not the judgments of the world. Look at Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery. Even when he remained faithful in Potiphar's house, he was falsely accused and thrown into prison. Yet through all those long, weary years, Joseph did not complain. He knew that I was quietly orchestrating everything behind the scenes, and at the appointed time, I raised him up to lead an entire nation and to bring salvation to many. I am doing the same in your life, even if you cannot yet see it. Do not let delay convince you that I have forgotten you. Sometimes my silence is not absence, but preparation. A child cannot be born after only a few weeks of pregnancy. A mighty oak cannot grow in a single night. Likewise, the great things I have planned for you require time to be firmly established. I am not just preparing blessings for you, I am preparing you for the blessings. Because an unrefined soul cannot hold the weight of a great anointing. Just like an unbaked clay vessel would shatter if filled too soon with new wine, so must your soul be tempered by the fire of my love, molded into a vessel strong enough to carry the glory I long to pour into your life. In your weakest moments, remember, my power has not left you. When you no longer have the strength for long prayers, a simple whisper of "Lord, I need you" is enough to set heaven in motion. Sincere, simple prayers carry more power than the grandest speeches. Sometimes I will close doors you desperately want to walk through, not to harm you, but to protect you from what you cannot yet see. I may withhold a small opportunity today to open a far greater destiny tomorrow. Remember, every failure is not a period at the end of your story, it's only a comma. Never define your worth by what you achieve or lose. Your worth is sealed by the price I paid, my own life. When the world turns its back, when friends betray you, when gossip and slander rain down, do not forget that my view of you is not swayed by the opinions of others. I know who you are. I know the treasure within you. And my perspective never changes because of the fleeting judgments of men. You were created for a purpose far greater than what the human eye can see. You are a warrior in my army of light. Every small act of love, every tiny faithful decision, each unseen moment of obedience is contributing to a battle far greater than you realize. And let me remind you, the enemy of your soul does not rest. He whispers lies, trying to make you doubt my love, your worth, your destiny. Do not listen. Fill your heart with my promises. For every word I have spoken will not return empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. Each morning, before the noise of the world rushes into your mind, take the first moments and give them to me. Don't let phones, news, or social media define your emotions. Let me, your creator, be the first voice you hear. When you surrender the beginning of your day to me, the entire day becomes colored with peace and divine strength. Feed your soul with my word, not as a burdensome duty, but as the satisfying of a deep hunger, the refreshing of a dry desert with living water. Every word I speak is life, light, and healing for your deepest wounds. When you pray, pray with full assurance that I am listening to every word. pray not just to request blessings, but to commune with me, to rest in me, to weep with me, to worship me. I treasure those whispered conversations more than you know, and when discouragement comes, don't run away from me. Run toward me. Even if you feel unworthy, I will receive you. Even if your faith is only as small as a mustard seed, I will use it to move mountains in your life. My beloved, I never called you to walk this journey alone. I have given you a community, brothers and sisters in faith, to remind you of the truth, to lift you up when you falter, to celebrate with you when you overcome. And finally, remember, every breath you take is proof that your story is not over. If you are still breathing, hope is still alive. Your future is in my hands, and I have destined it to overflow with peace, hope, and beauty beyond what you can imagine. I love you with an everlasting love. I have chosen you, called you, and I will never give up on you. Keep walking forward with unwavering trust. Let your heart beat in rhythm with mine, and be certain of this: the best is still yet to come. My beloved child, I know that on this journey of faith, there will be seasons that are not easy. Seasons where the ground feels dry and the heavens seem silent. Times when you pray and it feels like your words disappear into the void. Times when the long waiting makes you wonder if I still hear you. But I gently remind you, a seed must be buried in the dark earth, must silently sprout before it ever breaks through the surface into the light. Likewise, the dreams I have planted in your heart, the promises I have spoken over you, are growing quietly, even though you cannot yet see them. Do not measure success by speed. Measure it by faithfulness. For in my kingdom, those who endure with steadfast hearts will reap a mighty harvest. When Moses was called to lead my people, he spent 40 years in the wilderness before seeing the first miracle. Do not despise the season of preparation. It is not delay, it is construction. I am strengthening your feet to walk on water. I am fortifying the wings of your faith to soar through storms. There will be times when I close doors you desperately wanted to walk through, not to punish you, but to protect you from what you cannot yet see. I am the one who knows the future. I see the snares hidden beneath glittering surfaces. I know which turns would lead you away from my best for you. So when a door closes, do not wail, give thanks. My hand is clearing the way for something better. When the world urges you to be faster, bigger, and more successful by their standards, I whisper something different. I whisper that you are already enough, because you are mine. You do not need to achieve some milestone to be loved. My love for you is a gift, not a reward. And that gift cannot be revoked by failures or dark seasons in your life. Dark days do not define you. The light within you, the light I ignited, defines you. Do not let the surrounding darkness make you forget that you carry a flame that never goes out. A small candle can still chase away the darkness in a whole room. Likewise, your small faith can terrify the darkness. When you face criticism, mocking looks, or rejection, remember, I too was mocked. I was beaten. I was nailed to the cross. And I endured it all, not because I was powerless, but because I loved. Therefore, when you love through your wounds, you resemble me more than ever. Do not fear failure. In my kingdom, failure is not a full stop. It is a stepping stone on the path of growth. Failure teaches humility, dependence on grace, and perseverance beyond human strength. All I ask is that every time you stumble, you rise again, wipe your tears, and keep walking. I am not looking for those who never fall. I am looking for those who never give up. There are miracles I will perform instantly to encourage your faith. But there are also miracles I delay to mature your faith. A faith that does not merely live by miracles, but lives by the knowledge that I am Lord, regardless of visible outcomes. I remember the 3 friends of Daniel thrown into the fiery furnace. Before they entered the flames, they declared, "Even if God does not rescue us, we will not bow." It was that unconditional loyalty that drew me into the fire with them. Likewise, when you choose to love me even when things are hard, when you continue to pray even without seeing change, when you hold your ground even as the winds howl against you, I am closer to you than ever. You may not see me, but I have never left you. I know every small fear in your heart. I understand every hidden wound you carry. No pain you suffer is invisible to me, and not a single tear you cry is wasted. Each one is recorded, counted, and turned into a future harvest of blessing. Let me be your refuge, not people or possessions. Things of this world are ever-changing, unstable. But I, your Lord, do not change. My love endures forever. My faithfulness is greater than every trial you will face. Have you ever wondered, how can I be sure God loves me? The answer is simple: the cross. Look at the cross. There, I laid my heart bare before the universe, a love that held nothing back, the love willing to die to win you. Never evaluate my love for you based on your current circumstances. Even when adversity comes, even when miracles seem delayed, my love for you remains unchanged. In fact, it is often in trials that my love is displayed most profoundly. You may ask, Lord, why are there so many trials? I want you to know, trials are not set to destroy you, but to mature you. A tender sapling must be shaken by the wind to drive its roots deeper. Likewise, every adverse wind drives your faith deeper into my grace. Do not fear when you feel weak. It is in your weakness that my strength is perfected. Miracles do not happen because you are strong. They happen because I am strong and you trust me. My beloved child, every step you take, whether fast or slow, brings me joy. You are never alone. My angels surround you to protect you. My eyes are always watching every step you make. My love covers you like armor no enemy can pierce. Keep believing, keep loving, keep hoping. For the best is yet to come. A glorious harvest awaits you just ahead. You are not invisible in my kingdom. You are not forgotten among the billions of souls. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands. So lift your head high, even if you feel tired, even if your legs tremble, even if tears stream down your cheeks. Lift your head, for your redemption draws near. Look with eyes of faith and see the miracles I am working in the dark. Every prayer you whisper, every song of praise you sing through pain, every small act of love you offer is accumulating treasures in heaven. And in due time, I will open the windows of heaven and pour out blessings upon you, so much that you will not have room enough to contain them. My beloved, if you could see all I have prepared for you, your heart would ignite with hope. If you knew how close the miracles are, your feet would dance in the midnight hour. Trust me, hold my hand. Step forward without hesitation, because your future is not written by your past. It is being written by my hand, the hand that was pierced out of love for you, the hand now painting a story more beautiful and radiant than anything you have ever dreamed. My beloved child, I want you to understand that there is not a single moment of your life that escapes my knowledge. Every minute, every beat of your heart, I have engraved upon my memory. When you whisper your prayers in the dark, when you sigh amidst the noise and busyness of life, I am there, listening, empathizing, and warming your soul with my silent love. Even when those around you cannot comprehend the silent battles you face, I understand. Even when the world overlooks your quiet sacrifices, I see and honor them. Do not let cold stares or harsh words make you forget this sacred truth. You belong to me. You are a child of the light, not of the darkness. My blood was poured out to redeem you from deception and loss. Therefore, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are an heir to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. When trials seem endless, when you feel like a lone rower battling against raging floods, remember, the strength to overcome does not come from your own striving, but from the abundant grace I pour out each day. It is precisely in the moments when you think you are about to fall that I am carrying you, planting endurance, perseverance, and courage in your heart, virtues that even heaven applauds. Do you know, every pain you overcome by faith becomes a powerful testimony for others? Every scar you bear is a sign to weary souls that if you endured, they can too. Do not despise your journey. Do not be ashamed of your scars. In my kingdom, those scars are not marks of failure. They are badges of courage and love that never gave up. My beloved child, I do not simply want to heal the surface wounds. I want to reach the very roots of your fears, doubts, and painful memories that have clung to you for years. I did not come merely to patch you up. I came to make you completely new. I want to replace your anxiety with peace, your sense of failure with a deep awareness of victory, the old lies with the eternal truth of who you are in me. I also want you to learn how to truly rest in me. Rest is not giving up, it is trusting. When you learn to lay your burdens down in my hands, when you stop trying to solve everything on your own, when you lean into my arms with childlike faith, That is when my power works most mightily. Resting in me is victory in the Spirit. There are blessings I can only give to those who have learned to sit quietly at my feet, to listen instead of rushing to act. Do not fear the seasons of stillness. Those are the seasons when I plant the deepest seeds. A mighty tree cannot grow strong roots without enduring cold, barren winters. Likewise, your faith cannot mature without days when you see no miracles, only promises. And then one day you will look back and realize every tear watered a field of blessing. Every whispered prayer built a temple within your soul. Every refusal to give up raised strong pillars for your future. My beloved, I do not merely wish good things for you. I have already set them in motion long ago. My plan is not to harm you, but to give you hope and a future. Even your mistakes, when surrendered to me, become tools for your elevation. Nothing you have done can utterly destroy the destiny I have prepared for you, so long as you are willing to return and keep walking. Do not concern yourself with what others think of your journey. I am the author of your story. Each new chapter I open will be filled with grace, mercy, and miracles beyond your understanding. Let me alone be the voice that confirms your worth. You may walk through dark days, but never forget, night does not last forever. Morning always comes. Light always conquers darkness, and the soul that waits patiently will witness wonders that the impatient miss. Keep sowing seeds of love, even when the world is indifferent. Keep forgiving, even when no one apologizes. Keep hoping, even when every door seems slammed shut, because when you live like this, you are living as I lived. Every small act of love, every tiny step of faith, carves your name into the eternal gold of heaven's hall of fame. I promise you, no sacrifice will be forgotten, no pain will be wasted, no tear will fall without the day coming when I will wipe it away. And when that day comes, the day I wipe the final tear from your eyes, the day I clothe you in a robe of glory, you will understand that today's trials were only temporary, but the glory I have prepared for you is eternal. My beloved child, even now as you read these words, I am closer to you than you can imagine. I am whispering to your soul, do not be afraid, I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name, you are mine. And because you are mine, your future is secure. Your present is protected, your past is forgiven. Your soul is loved with a love that will never break. Keep walking, keep fighting, keep trusting, because I am writing the story of your life. A story not only meant to transform you, but to set the world around you ablaze with my light. And on every page of your story, I have already signed my name, with unchanging love, your Lord. My beloved child, now you have heard every word I have whispered. Every sentence, every breath I have breathed into your soul carries the promise of a new life, a glorious harvest waiting for you. But none of it can come to pass if you stop now at the threshold. Do not let any pain, any person, or any failure have the power to define the outcome of your life. Only I have the final word. Ahead there may still be days and nights that do not unfold as you had hoped. There may still be challenges that do not disappear right away. But do not let these things discourage you. The deeper you journey into faith, the closer you draw to the place I have destined for you. Remember, a seed does not sprout the day it is planted, but when it silently takes root in the dark soil, that is when life begins its most powerful work. Walk forward with courage. Hold tightly to what I have placed in your hands today. When the world says it is impossible, remember that I have declared that all things are possible for those who believe. When your heart grows weary, remember that I am the one who lifts the tired arms. When your dreams seem dead, remember that I am the one who resurrects even the driest bones. Today, I call you not just to believe in your heart, but to act in faith. Do not let these words be like a sweet song you hear and then forget. Let them become the new heartbeat of your soul. Rise up. Wipe away your tears. Walk forward as someone who knows that the one who has called them is faithful. And know this, with every step you take, you are never alone. I go before you to clear the way. I walk beside you as your friend. I follow behind you to guard and protect. Every time you feel you are not enough, remember my grace is sufficient. Every time you feel lost, remember my voice still calls you back home. My beloved, the journey will not always be easy, but it promises an eternal reward. And on every step of the road, through every drop of sweat, Every sigh, every whispered prayer, I will be there, patient, loving, and guiding you.